What's good? I'm gonna be talking about what is wrong with solo shuffle, and there's really like four big reasons why solo shuffle is not as good as it can be right now, and there are reasons why I will be playing and I will lose 200 rating for literally problems that I can't do anything against. Like I get in there and I might as well just leave the game because I'm not gonna win. I just know I'm not. Or it just makes it unfun and it makes me want to get off the game. It makes me want to go do something else, not even queue solo shuffle, go level another character because I'm frustrated at mine. Just stuff like that. But the main reasons, I'm gonna go over number one, MMR. The MMR, it's weird. I will be at 2k CR. I was at 2k CR. I'm 2500 right now. I haven't queued in like a week, but I was at like 2k CR, queuing at 2200, and I was not getting rating when I was going 3 and 3. I don't know if they fixed this yet. Really frustrating though. I keep going 3 and 3 and I don't get rating. But this can be good at certain times because another issue with the MMR. I will queue up and I will be 2500 MMR now. I keep winning games. I've gone up points rating 3 rounds in a row, and my MMR will be 100 points higher than the MMR that I'm facing. Like all of a sudden, I'm 2500 MMR facing a 2350 MMR. 150 points off. It's just like, what? If I go 3 and 3, sure, I'll get 0 points. But if I go 2 and 4, boy, I'm losing points. I'm losing I'm losing 50, 60 points. And if I go 4 and 2, I'm gaining 20 points. It's just like, why would I want to queue? I don't want to play that game. I do not want to play an MMR that's lower than mine. It makes it not fun. And I don't know if this is an issue that only healers face, but I've heard healers complain about this. I haven't really heard it too much about DPS complaining about this, so I'm not sure 100% on what the issue with that is. Maybe it's because there's a lack of healers and they're like, oh my god, a healer signed up, get him in the game now. Doesn't matter if he's 200 MMR higher than what we are, it's fine. The game doesn't revolve around him, you know. I don't know what the issue is, but that's the really frustrating thing. And then if I go into an MMR a game, like I said, that's 200 MMR higher than me, and I go 3 and 3, I'm facing these people that are way better than everybody else, and I go 3 and 3. I'm showing that that's where I belong. I get 0 points. I don't move up towards that rating at all. It doesn't make sense. It works like that in 2v2 where you move up. It works like that in 3v3 where you move up. It works like that in rated battlegrounds you move up. Solo shuffle is not that way. It's just not. Don't understand it. But yeah, that's probably the biggest issue with solo shuffle that I'm going to complain about. The next one, this one is the most frustrating one on the list by far. I would rank this just way above the MMR on frustration. But this one doesn't happen as much. But when it does, when this does happen, it's a guaranteed 0 and 6 for me pretty much. It is an absolute miracle if I can win one game whenever this happens. And that is the American servers. I'm on an American server, and I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure the majority of WoW players are on. I'm pretty positive the majority of WoW players are on American servers. From the amount of PvP I've played, focusing mainly on our rated battlegrounds, you wouldn't really see people on the other servers too often. But on solo shuffle, there's a lot of times where I will see people not on American servers. It'll be about one person every now and then, but for some reason they get host. And whenever it is an enemy healer getting host, that enemy healer is, I swear, I'm saying it right now, it is always an evoker healer. It is an evoker healer that is playing a class that is 5 times better than mine in every single way: healing output, mana, every single possible way. They go good with every class in the game. They are just better than mine in every single aspect by 5 or 10 times. It's just ridiculous. And then they are at 0 ping, or 20, 30, 40 ping, while I'm sitting there at 500. And I just cannot heal with 500 MS. And every single time that I have gotten into a lobby with this, there's always been a mage for some reason. I don't know why. It's been my luck. But it doesn't matter. But the mage is polymorphing me, and I will literally press death, shadow or death, whenever they are less than halfway cast of the ability, and I will get polymorphed. And it's just like, I can't stand it. It is just the most frustrating thing to play against. Whenever you are sitting there trying to shadow or death their sleepwalks, their polymorphs, their fears, whatever's going on in the game, and you can't do it as the enemy healer. So you were pretty much guaranteed to go 0 and 6, and then at the same time you're getting frustrated as hell because you can't heal because you trinket. You press a macro that has a trinket and dome in it, and you get stunned between the trinket and dome. It's a macro. It doesn't make sense. It's like, what? What? That's really, really frustrating, and I just can't stand it when that happens. It's happened to me 2 or 3 times where I literally lose 200. It just, well, I don't lose 200 points, but I lose like 80, 90 points from that one game, and then some other issue on this list happens, and then I lose another, 50 points, and then I'm down 150 points, and I'm like, bro, what? Serious? And then it comes into the MMR where I'm low rating. I don't understand it. I'll get in a low lobby and then I'll win. I went 4 and 2. I remember this happened after I lost all the points. I went like 4 and 2 or 5 and 1, and I gained 11 points after all that. And I was like, I'm gonna lose my mind. That's whenever I knew. Once I get around 2500, I'm just gonna stop queuing and for like a week or so until it gets closer to 10.5 and I get some fixes with my class. At least then I won't have to deal with it. This amount of stress, because I won't be guaranteed loss whenever I fight an evoker healer or a resto druid. It'll be easier, it'll be easier, and I won't get stressed out as much, and it'll just be less stress. So yeah, I think that's a big thing. A really frustrating issue is whenever the enemies get host in there from a different, they're not from American servers, and there's 5 American servers in there, and everybody's lagging except for them, especially when it's an enemy healer, because, man, whenever it's a DPS, we go 3 and 3. I'm perfectly fine with that. But whenever it's a enemy healer, I'm going 0 and 6. So I think they should do something with that. I don't know what they should do. I don't know. As a fellow healer, we are trying to fix the solution on healers. I think we should help out healers. So never give host to healers, in my opinion. If we just never give host to healers, healers won't. The enemy healer, the other healer that's playing, won't get frustrated and quit the game and play a DPS. No, but yeah, that goes into my next thing, is lack of healers. There's a lack of healers. Personally, as a healer myself, I have had the opposite experience with this as everybody else. Everybody that's playing a DPS, they're sitting in 20-minute queues, 30-minute queues, up to an hour-long queue for a solo shuffle, and then somebody leaves and that hour was just wasted, and they have to sit another hour, and then somebody leaves that game. It's just like, what? Also, there's like way more healers than there are, way more DPS than there are healers, and they need to fix that. They need to find a solution. What is a solution? I don't know. There are some things I can think of, like increasing honor and conquest gained from solo shuffle, but that honestly would not fix the main issue, the big issue here, and that is the higher rating you go, the way longer queues you are sitting, because people that want the conquest and honor that's going to benefit them, they are more likely at the low rating. It's going to help everybody out but mainly at the low rating, the people that they're not taking PvP as seriously, they're just in it, they come in there, they're like, oh, I gotta get Conquest Cap, Honor Cap for the week, you know, I gotta get my Vault Cap for the week. They just come in there as a healer, they queue it up. I think it would help out a lot for lower rating. It would help out some for higher rating too, but not as much. But yeah, I think the main thing they need to do to fix this, to make healers play the game more, make healing more fun. You know, I've had a lot of friends on my friends list that have quit healers because it's just not that fun. It's really frustrating right now. I've always loved healing, but in Dragonflight, it can be frustrating. I mean, I like healing more than, I don't know, maybe I'll have to try out a DPS and I'll change my mind in Dragonflight. But healing right now, it is really frustrating. People are doing 100,000 damage a second in their burst, and then their teammates over there doing 50 or 60,000 damage in their burst, and I'm sitting over there like slapping my keyboard only healing 45,000 a second. You know, I throw out my big dome and it's not enough. I throw out 50% damage reduction, they're still doing 70k. It's like, what the hell? Heck? They're doing way too much damage, and I have to press Rapture, and then I'm spamming Power Word Shield with a 50% damage reduction dome, and I still can't even out heal it. It's just crazy. And then my teammate sits there and presses their big cooldown, and then we're dead next go. We're dead. Like, I have pain suppression, of course, but I trinketed this time. But if I get feared or something, and I can't get the PS off, we're dead. We're dead. We're dead. We're dead. We're dead. It's just extremely not fun to heal right. Like, it's they need to fix it. There are so many things they could do to fix it. I cover it on my other videos, and I think I might make another video on it soon, not sure. But yeah, the damage output for some classes is too high, especially for how fast dampening stacks up in solo shuffle, which is a good thing because dampening needs to be fast so the games are fast in solo shuffle, so games aren't twice as long as they are and then somebody leaves. That would really be unfortunate and frustrating. So that is, well, the thing, lack of healers, or just give cosmetics something, but it might be unfair to classes like warriors. I don't know how to go about it, but I think the main thing is make it more fun for those classes, for the healers specifically, you know, especially buff the classes that are struggling, buff the healers that are struggling, like priest. Like, man, we are struggling. The holy, especially in solo shuffle, is struggling. Now the top disc priest is like 2700 right now, which is 50 points higher than the next one. But holy priest, oof. Top holy priest is 2400. That's a real shame. No, the next holy priest are not 2400. Keep that in mind. The next ones are like 2200. This is currently on the third right now though, so these numbers will go up. But the next thing is class buffs. Yep, there are classes that are performing in solo shuffle way higher, way better in every aspect than other classes. And damage, the highest damage class is, you would not believe it, I've already said it 50,000 times today, I feel like, Demon Hunter. 3-button class, maybe 5 buttons now, who knows. It'd be crazy if they had 5 buttons now, but they do absurd damage. They do just the craziest damage for the longest period of time. It's like their damage does not stop until like 5 minutes into the games, and the games last like 2 minutes. So Demon Hunters are just insane with their damage. It doesn't really last 5 minutes, but you get my point. They do not stop pumping, and they are on top of the charts right now. I don't know what the highest rated one is, but the last time I checked, it was like 100 points higher than the next class, or 150 points higher than the next class. My rank 11 at the time was rank 65 for Demon Hunter, so it's a big difference. Ellie Shaman, the damage is just a lot higher than other classes. You know, Windwalkers can, Windwalkers aren't, I'm not really going to talk about them. Mages, they really struggle into it really depends on what the classes are they're facing. It really, I don't know. Evokers are way too strong. The healing spec is way too strong. Resto Druid way too strong compared to other healers. There's just a bunch of problems. You know, Demonology Warlock. Dang, that class is just, that needs some reworking, if you ask me. That class needs to be gutted. Like, I swear, it's just very frustrating right now. You can die behind the pillar. I'm like, you can die behind the pillar free casting. It is ridiculous. Like, they do so much damage and they don't have to be anywhere near you. They can literally be across the map behind the pillar and their pets kill you. It's so annoying. But I think there are some changes that need to be happening with specifically those classes. Demon Hunter, Demonology Warlock, a little bit of reworking with Ellie Shaman. I think they're in a good spot. I think they're cool. I think they're good the way they are, but I think they need a tiny bit of tweaking, you know, changes. And then there's other classes that also need to be mentioned, but I can't really think of them right now, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, and then Evoke Healers, the main Resto Druids. You know, all the other killers need buffs really to get better in Solo Shuffle, because dampening. But, yep. Like the video if you enjoyed. These are my thoughts so far on Solo Shuffle. I think they need to change these, fix them up. Comment down if you think there's anything that I missed, what the other changes are. How do you think they should fix it? Do you think there are other issues with Solo Shuffle I did not cover? Because I think this is all of them. I don't know. I'm only playing a healer. This is the perspective of a healer so far. Tell me what your issue is as a DPS. Later.